So, hello and welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to start our series on the Indian map. So, we're first going to start with the drainage system of the Northeast India as well as the national parks and the species around them. So, this is the kind of map which I drew, and I hope it is visible to you all. Like, there are so many details, there are so many intricacies in this, and first start with the river system in northeast India. So, the prominent or the major river in northeast India is Brahmaputra. Brahmaputra basically originates from Chemyadung, Chemyangdung near Mansarovar Lake in Tibet. So, it flows through Tibet where it is known as Sangpo. So, this is the course of Brahmaputra. So, here, so it passes through China, India, as well as Bangladesh and finally drains into this Bay of Bengal. So, Sangpo River uh, turns here near Namcha and enters India. When it enters India, it is called Siang. Uh, Siang River also has one of the tributaries which is called Dihang. Siang and Dewang coalesce and the uh, merged river is now called as Dihang. Another tributary of Brahmaputra is Lohit. This also originates in Arunachal Pradesh. So, uh, Brahmaputra, when it enters India, it is called Sihang. Dibang merges with Siang and it is called as Dihang now. So, Lohit is also a tributary of Brahmaputra, which originates in Arunachal Pradesh. And now the combined tributary enters Assam from the place Sadia. So in Assam, there's also a tributary which is called Dibru. Dibru is, you would have heard the town Dibrugarh. So this is where the river Dibru flows. Then the Brahmaputra is now called as it is now called as Brahmaputra in the state of Assam. So in the place of Majuli, there is a confluence of different tributaries of Brahmaputra. Majuli is basically a riverine island riverine island district. So it is because of the confluence of Subansiri, Ranga Nadi, and Jiyadhal. So this is where the riverine island of Majul is formed. Jiyadhal has been in the news because of the decreasing water levels because of climate change. Then, as we move further west, uh, there is another tributary which joins from Arunachal Pradesh, which is called as Kameng. The Pakke National Park is located over here. So Kameng, when it enters in Assam, it is called Jia Bhareli. It is called Kameng in Arunachal Pradesh, whereas Jia Bhareli in Assam. In the Jia Bhareli river, there lies the Orang National Park. So these are basically the left bank tributaries, except Lohit and Tribu. What all I have read about are the left bank tributaries. So another left bank tributary is Manas, and here the Manas National Park is located. Then comes the Sankoshi. Sankoshi River also comes from from here, from Bhutan. Then there is Tista. Tista originates from nearby Zimu Glacier and Sonamho. So this is Tista, which joins basically this joins Brahmaputra in Bangladesh. And similarly, Sankoshi also joins Brahmaputra in Bangladesh. Then there is Rangit. Rangit is a tributary of Teesta. From Darjeeling, there's another river which is called as Mahananda. This also This also basically joins the Ganga River system near the Farakka barrage, and then joins the Jamuna. So Teesta and Brahmaputra merge, the combined river in Bangladesh is called as Jamuna. And when Jamuna and this Ganga river system merge, the combined river system is called as Padma. So the right bank tributaries. So the right bank tributaries, as we have read earlier, were Dibang, Lohit, Dibru, and then Dhanshiri from Nagaland, and Kopili originating from Meghalaya. So these are the right bank tributaries. Also, there's another prominent river which is called as the Barak River, which flows uh, from the which flows from basically Manipur. then enters Assam, and uh, then enters Bangladesh, where it is called as Surma. Surma then merges with Padma, and from there it is called, no, sorry, Surma then merges with Padma, and then there is also another river, Gomiti, which originates from Tripura. Surma, Padma, and Gomiti together form the Meghna River, which then drains into the Bay of Bengal. So these are the prominent rivers in northeast. Uh, so over here, the Paimuk hydropower project proposed here in the Barak River in the state of Manipur has been in news. Also, this Chinmin River, which is a tributary of Irrawaddy, Irrawaddy River in Myanmar, has also been news. Also, the tributary of Chinmin, which is Tizu. Tizu was in news because it has been declared as a National Waterway 101. So, moving to the national parks and the species in this region. So, this is a representation of the map which I have like plotted. So the rivers we have seen, we're just going to see the national parks, the biosphere reserves, the tigers reserves, any wildlife sanctuary. Like not all the wildlife sanctuaries are marked, but some of the prominent ones and the species in them. So uh, starting from the east, first is the Dihang Debang Biosphere Reserve over here. So this is on the Siang Dehang River, the Hangosiang River. Also, this is the Mauling Tiger Reserve in Arunachal. So let's go state-wise. First of all, we are covering the national parks or sanctuaries in the state of Arunachal Pradesh. So first, in the national parks in Arunachal Pradesh are Mauling National Park, the Nameri National Park, Namdafa. So these three are the national parks in uh, Arunachal Pradesh. So the ones marked in red are basically the national parks. Then, moving to the biosphere reserves. This, as I told you earlier, is the Dihang Devang Biosphere Reserve. Then the wildlife sanctuaries. Uh, Here there is the Itanagar Wildlife Sanctuary, which is also declared as the International Bird Area. And recently, they have discovered Flo, no, Flogancanthus Sudhanshu Shekhari. So the names are very peculiar, but Sudhanshu Shekhari can be remembered. So this species were discovered here in Itanagar Wildlife Sanctuary. Also, there is a Pakke Tiger Reserve and a Kamlang Tiger Reserve. Similarly, Nameri and Namdafa are also tiger reserves. In Pakke Tiger Reserve, there is an hornbill nest adoption program going on, which is based on shared parenting. Also, in Namdafa, Namdafa is also a World Heritage Site, and it is between Mishmi and Patkai Hills. There was a previous question where Namdafa was defined as a tropical, subtropical, temperate, and Arctic climate. The species found over here is a flying squirrel, which is critically endangered, then tiger, leopard, snow leopard, clouded leopard. So these are all the flying species. The four types of tigers, the four types of big cats are found over here: tiger, leopard, snow leopard, and clouded leopard. Then moving to the state of Assam. Assam houses many national parks. So the first one is the Dibru-Saikhowa National Park. Here the Dibru River also flows. Then the Dihing-Patkai National Park, the Kaziranga National Park on the Brahmaputra River, the Orang National Park, Manas National Park on Manas River, and Raimona National Park near to Sankoshi River. So these are the national parks in Assam. So Dibru-Saikhowa is also like a biosphere reserve. Here there is Hulangapur Wildlife Sanctuary, which houses gibbons and Bengal slow loris. Then in Kaziranga is obviously famous for the rhinos, one-horned rhinoceros, and pangolins. It is also a World Heritage Site and an international bird area. Similarly, the Manas is also a biosphere reserve and a World Heritage Site, an elephant reserve, and an international bird area. There is also a Sonai Wildlife Sanctuary near Raimona. So we have read about three important wildlife sanctuaries which have been in use for some time from Assam, which are Holangapur and Sonai Wildlife Sanctuary. Also, the river Buri Dihing wasn't mentioned earlier, so this is a representation of the river Buri Dihing. And please ignore the river systems here because these are not drawn up to scale. The river systems or the drain systems which I showed you earlier, that was the one which contains, which is an accurate or somewhat approximate representation of how the rivers are distributed and how their distributors are distributed. So, moving to the state of Nagaland. State of Nagaland has only one national park, which is in Tangki. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly or not, but it's Tangki. So with a N, it is somewhat silent. Then moving to the state of Manipur. Manipur has two national parks, which are Shirui and Kebul Lamjau. So there's also a famous lake, which is called as the Loktak Lake over here, and Kebul Lamjau is the only floating national park. It is too deep to be marsh, too shallow to be called a lake. So this is about Kebul Lamjau. Then there's also Fundi, and one of the prominent species found over here is Sangai else deer. This Sangai else deer. Moving to Mizoram, Mizoram houses two national parks, which are Merlin and Fangpui Blue Mountain National Park. There's also a river over here passing from Mizoram, which is Kaladan River, and there has been a Kaladan River project. Then the tiger reserves in Mizoram is Dampa Tiger Reserve. Moving to the state of Tripura. In Tripura, there are two prominent national parks, which are Clouded Leopard National Park and Rajbari Bison National Park. So there are only three national parks which have been named with the name of their species found in them, which are Clouded Leopard, Rajbari Bison, as well as the Blackbuck National Park. So the Blackbuck National Park is in Gujarat. So there are two prominent wildlife sanctuaries which have been in use. One is the Gumati Wildlife Sanctuary and the other is Sefai Jala. The Clouded Leopard National Park also houses the fire slungurs. Moving to the state of Meghalaya. So this is Garo, Khasi, Jaintia Hills. So over here we have the Nokrek and Balpakram national parks. Nokrek is also a biosphere reserve as well as a wildlife sanctuary. Sorry, as well as a world network of biosphere reserves. So this tick means the world network of biosphere reserves. It is also in the world network of biosphere reserves, Nokrek, and it is also a biosphere reserve, obviously. Then over here in Assam, we forgot to name the tiger reserves. In Assam, the tiger reserves are basically Kaziranga, Nameri, Manas, Orang. Although these are national parks as well, but these are tiger reserves also. So Nameri, Manas, Orang, Kaziranga. Moving to the state of Sikkim. So the Teesta River passes over here, and we have the Kanchenjunga National Park. Kanchenjunga is also a mixed heritage site, and it is a mixed heritage site within the World Heritage Sites. It has the Lepcha tribes. The Lepcha tribes are the inhabitants over here, and it is also in the World Network of Biosphere Reserves as well as a Biosphere Reserve itself in India. So with this, we've come to an end on our discussion on the national park species and uh, the wildlife sanctuaries and river systems in the Northeast India. I'll see you guys in the next video where we discuss about North India and the national parks over there. Till then, see ya, bye, and all the best for the upcoming examinations. Just 31 days left. Thank you.